Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dreamweaver's workshop. Alright, so we're really getting some stuff done on the Hourglass here. I think by the end of this video, I'm pretty much done with one side, and I know what I'm going to do with the other side. Realistically, I think like end of this week, I should have everything ready to start drying, and hopefully next week I can get it in a kiln. But anyways, I made a smaller bear. I don't know if we talked about this last time, maybe not, but I made a smaller bear. I put a little sleeping hat on top of him, and also got a plastic bin to put my my clay in. Remember I was telling you guys about that, like to keep it supple and so it didn't dry out too fast. I will say though, I think this clay, I don't know if it doesn't hold moisture well or if I'm like not properly hydrating it before I use it, but it dries out really fast and it cracks. It can, obviously drying clay cracks, but it's drying out really fast. I'm finding myself having to like really wet it down a lot, but whatever. I am making a book out of some clay. So here's my idea. One side is going to be the sleeping bear, a book for like a nighttime story, bedtime story, fairy tale book, and a sheep jumping over his fence, because counting sheep. I think I want to add a fourth thing. You'll see at the end how I like this spacing. I think maybe a fourth thing might help, but maybe not. But I also have not figured out how to make little tiny stars. And I need those. Oh, dang, I do need those. I still think I can get the stars, the little tiny star detail on them before the end of the week so it can dry out. But anyway, I'm making a book. The way that I did that was I rolled out some clay. I made a rectangle. I rolled out another piece of clay that's a little bit thinner and not as wide or tall. I cut that in half. I scored 3 of the sides so it looks like pages with my little scorer. And then I attach it to the original flat piece of clay that I bent in half, smooth down the inner part so it looks like, you know how the book pages like splay out. So it like, what's the word I'm looking for here? When it like goes from big to small, but like in a smooth manner. Well, I'm thinking decrescendo. Can you tell that I'm like a music instrument kid? I want to say decrescendo, but that's not what I mean. Anyways, you get the point. So we made the book. Now I'm making the fence post for the fence. I was trying to make some like round clay. I was trying to make some round coils with the round. Why I keep saying round? I keep trying to make coils with the clay because I'm thinking cylinder. That's why I keep saying round. I'm trying to make coils with the clay, but I've noticed with this clay, whenever I try to roll it out or like roll it out into like a rope or a coil, the center like hollows out and then it falls apart. I don't know what that's about. So then I just ended up making it into a square or a rectangle, like 2x4 looking piece of clay, but small, obviously. I used my scorer to put little lines on it so it looks like a piece of wood. And I did a similar thing to make a cross post, and then we have a little fence post. I put little dots on the ends too, like nails. I really enjoyed this part. The fence. I don't know why. I really enjoy doing like wood textured things in clay. I don't know what that's about. Maybe because like it's easy to do or easy to see it mimicking real life, because you just put like a couple of scrapes or starts looking like wood. Anyways, I brought back out the bottle because I needed to make sure, because I've cut the bottom the bottom cloud thing in half, as you could see, so I can transport it and also fire it easier. And also when I actually do put it on the Hourglass, if it doesn't fit, I can finesse it if it's 2 separate pieces rather than 1 piece. Anyway, I have been moving it, taking it in and out of the plastic bin, all this type of stuff. So I figured it's probably not in the 14-inch round shape it should be. So I brought the bottle back out to form it back around it. And yeah, surprisingly, it wasn't that misshaped, only a little bit. I only had to move it in a little bit. So now that I have the bear, the book, and the fence post done, I'm like kind of testing, dry fitting where they should go. I'm also contemplating whether or not I should attach it to the clouds. Should I attach it to the clouds? So okay, the bear, the fence, the sheep when you see it in a second, and the book. Should I score and slip and attach it to the bottom so it's all one or all two pieces? Or should I fire them all separately? That way I can, once they're fired and glazed and everything, I can then decide where they want to go rather than committing to the bit right now. I think I am going to just fire and glaze them separately, and then when they're like completely done with the kiln, I will glue them together with some like industrial glue or something. I don't know. I'm obviously something very strong. That way, like, I can move it around. Because what if I don't like this placement? Or what if I fire it and then the placement looks weird? If I just fire them separately, then I can place them where I want. I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyway, I'm going around smoothing out things because, like, this is basically it. Aside from maybe having to make a fourth thing, which I don't know what it would be. Since the theme is Goodnight Baby, I was thinking, like, maybe a blanket. But, like, I feel like a blanket is a little too, like, low-hanging fruit. And, like, I mean, I guess a blanket does make you think nap time. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. But everything is pretty much, like, how it's going to be. I just need to go back and, one, add the stars, maybe a blanket or something else that I can think of that is cute that goes with babies going to sleep. Or nap time, and I think I lost my train of thought there. It's maybe like making those couple of things and then smoothing the clay out and then drying it out. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I need the stars, maybe the blanket, smooth out the clay, and then let it dry, and then we're ready for the kiln. So we're getting super close to that. On the other side, it's just going to be the clouds, obviously. I'm going to do the stars, which is kind of hard for you to like visualize because you don't know like what I'm thinking. And I'm just saying stars, but I will show you it even if it's been fired. Even if it's in the kiln, I'll put a video showing what the stars look like or what I'm thinking about the stars. Either way, the other side is going to be stars in the clouds, and I'm going to do a crescent moon coming out of the clouds. I'm very excited for that. That's going to be very cute. I also very love the moon. So yeah, this is kind of like the idea that we're getting at now that everything is made. There's my little sheep. I should put a little 1 on him, so like counting sheep. I think I'll do that. But yeah, this is the general idea. Come back next week and see what happens.